Well, at the moment it's pretty sunny, as you can tell, but the wind has definitely picked up in the last hour or so. It's basically like a normal Geraldton day, which is why you can see people out and about making the most of the sunshine, taking a walk, getting a coffee. Some of the cafes here are still open and also still very full. Now, that's just because it is the first weekend of school holidays here in WA, but you can tell just by looking out at the water that there is something brewing off the coast, and that something is Tropical Cyclone Seroja. Locals have been told to start preparing as soon as possible for what could be some really severe wind gusts and a little bit of rain as well. Here's what some of the locals who spent this morning prepping had to say.
Been through one or two before, but a long while ago, and this one sounds a pretty strong one, so hopefully if I can keep the water out of the house, that's the main thing, and that's what I'm doing. I should imagine if I got any brains they'll be doing something, won't they?
That's what we spent a lot of yesterday doing, just trying to batten down the hatches, make sure everything loose is secured, and just any light objects are just secured down, or we throw something heavy on top, really. It's probably a bit late now to try and get serious about it. Really, preparing for cyclones takes a day or two, usually, if you want to do it properly.
Those locals had the right idea about taking these warnings from authorities seriously. The last time a cyclone crossed the coast here near Geraldton and in the surrounding regions was 22 years ago, and even then it was only a Category 1 storm. As you mentioned, this storm is going to be a Category 2 cyclone when it hits the coast later on tonight, so authorities are urging people to take this seriously. They're really concerned about the buildings and structures in this region, as they're just not built for cyclones, so they're wanting people to take it seriously. There are still many people out and about trying to make the most of this weather before we do go into a lockdown a little bit later on tonight. Authorities are telling these people to please be patient once that lockdown, that red alert, does kick in, as it will take some time for them to assess the damage.
We are expecting some damage from this system. It's a Category 2, and from the last briefing I had with the Bureau of Meteorology, it's a high-end Category 2, and that's what it's expected as it crosses the coast. So we are expecting there will be damage, there will be some disruption to utilities, as power and water, as I've said, and it's going to take us some time to get a big picture overview of what has been damaged and what actions we're going to need to take and mitigate the risk to the public before we allow the public to move around safely.
A yellow alert is in place here for Geraldton, which means people do need to start preparing to take shelter. We are expected to move to a red alert here at around 3 p.m. local time. Now that time has since been pushed back a little bit. There is a red alert currently in place for people between Carnarvon and Kalbarri, not including the Kalbarri town site, but people in the vicinity of those areas need to take shelter. They need to bunker down and prepare to wait this storm out.